Quick precursor to the video you're about to watch. I'm a little bit excited. I've been waiting for nearly 5 months for this to arrive. This video is a bit long. I hope you enjoy it. Greetings RC fans, it's Sharky here, and it's finally here. The car that I've been waiting, or the truck that I've been waiting since March 2024. It's now July, and we can blame the pandemic for that. I first saw the RGT EX 86010, but it was the CJ version on Tomley RC's channel. And he took one last year to the Bedford Electric RC Club's outdoor course. Did a comparison there against the longer wheelbase version, and I really loved it, but I didn't really like the body. Recently, or a bit later in the year, I found the JK version. I haven't found it for sale many places, and at the time that I ordered this, the only place that I could find it was actually on AliExpress. So I saved up, and with my birthday in March, used some of my birthday money and finally bit the bullet and purchased this. I paid, with discounts and the various bits and pieces, £201. And then Tuesday, I had a customs charge of £18.38. So delivered, this all came in at under £220. Now, you can now get this model on Banggood, and I may drop a link to that down below in the description so that you've got that. So here it is, the EX 86010 JK. Now, I have actually got the white body. I'm planning to do a police style build on this, and I have got the light bar, and I have got metal front and rear bumpers, and I have got the British style Battenberg checkerboard sides to go on, which I will put on at a later point in time. Differences. The difference between the JK and the CJ is literally the body and the placement of the battery tray. Now, interestingly enough, the battery tray on mine, because I've had this out of the box already and I'm just going to go through this all with you, the battery box on mine is actually in the same place as on the CJ, which is actually at the rear. On those two central points there, but I will move it to this position. I like the forward position better because it gets more weight forward, which should make it better for crawling. The plan I have is that I will use the standard JK body with the police do-over for trailing, and then I've got a second body, which I'll talk about more later in another video, to put on it for crawling because of rollovers and stuff. And you know, I don't really want to ruin this body. I really like this body. The other body is one I can get that's relatively cheap and I can replace as I need to. Plus the fact I think it will also look quite cool crawling with this other body on, but we'll talk about that later. So looking at the box, it's big. Well, it's not as big as some, but the box is 56 centimeters. The wheelbase on this is not as long as others, but it is still pretty big. I'll pull it out of the box in a second. Let's just give you right. This is the CJ version. Let's say I don't like that body so much, but you can see here on this one it's got the battery tray there. When this arrives, the battery will actually be in here. It is a 7.2 NiCad. I've had that out, I've had that on charge overnight. So that's that. This end of the box is just the same. I'll pull it out. There she is. So we've got instructions. So, taking her out of the box, and let's look at the controller. So, this is saying it's an X6, but it's certainly a 4-channel. Channel 3 is set up for the lights, channel 4 is set up for the winch. Looks like channel 5 and channel 6 are on the top there. Not sure what they can be set up for. Looks like it can be set up to have rechargeable batteries in it, and possibly for a slave controller. There's your throttle and steering trims. The other thing you can't see very well because of the lighting is the switches at the top for the reversal. So, no foam on this, but quite nice control, and it's standard 4 battery setup. Truck itself, unlike what it shows on the box, it doesn't actually have clear see-through in the top here. It's a white shell with stickers applied. These stickers seem to be applied in different places on different models. It also seems to be missing the points for the front here, because having looked at the little bits in here, we've got windscreen wipers, we've got door handles. So yeah, interesting. This is obviously the shorter wheelbase version on this chassis, and obviously this is an RGT, but the sister company I love this truck. I like these tyres, these rims and stuff as well. Now these tyres are pretty huge. I'm trying to one-handed do this while I'm talking to you. So they are 11 centimetres across, and they're on 5 centimetre rims. So they're on, wow, are they? I'm trying to work out whether they're 2.2s or whether they're 2s. Probably 2.2, they could be 1.9. But I love the detailing here. Not so keen on these are plastic chrome things. So you've got lights in the rear here, tow point, the mirrors actually, I don't know whether you can focus on that, you can see that, they're actually stickers applied, so they actually work as mirrors. Front bumper has a fake winch on it, and again got lights in the front. Seems a bit pinched, but I've got a metal bumper to go on, which is actually slightly wider anyway. You've also got lights up in the shell up here. That I think is on the window sticker. Just thought I'd show you the rest of the box art very quickly. Gives a different colour of the CJ. Gives a lot of detail here about the Pioneer is what they're calling this. A lot there. You can probably, if I can get the right angle, can pause that if you want to read it. It's all on the RGT website. And the last bit is on the bottom, which has quite a bit of detail on it. Sorry for my shoddy camera work here. I'm on my own. So it talks about all the various parts of the system. That might be quite important to people. Wheelbase 285, so it's quite a short wheelbase, so getting other shells is not as easy as people would think. Obviously gives the gear ratios, 17 turn 550 motor, 15 kilogram waterproof servo. It does say that it's all waterproof. I'm told that this system will, I know it will run LiPo from the switching, but it's not rated for 3S, but it is certainly rated for 2S. Options, well, as you can see, this is the white JK body. They do a red, a yellow, and for the JK. For the CJ, they do the yellow, the metal grey, and the volcanic grey. Okay, you're probably sick and tired of looking at the boxes by now, so let's have a look at it itself. So, quick shell overview. Lights in that. I am going to gaffer tape the inside of the shell, which is something I learnt off of Aaron, aka Medic at RC Sparks, to protect the inside of that. And I'll probably take all of the trim pieces off to fit the Battenberg when I fit that to the outside of the shell, so that it fits more seamlessly. Let's put that to one side. And the bit that everybody's really interested in. Oh, got to do the So yes, these are oil shocks. We start off looking at the rear. Got quite a bit of travel. So this here, and there's another one just there. What's holding this battery tray on? There's two little ones in the middle here, which line up with these two here. So I'm going to move that forward, which is where it should have been as it came from the factory on this one. You've got this port here, which I think is channel 4 for the winch, and you've got this one, which I assume, because it doesn't say in the instructions, is for that wire over there for linking in the other lights. The servo, actually a 15 kilo servo. I don't know how well you can see that. It's Savox colour, but I don't think it's a Savox. Over this side, sorry for my shoddy camera work. I will get better, I promise. There's your LiPo nickel metal hydride switch. And then there's the underside. So these are all metal. You've got adjusters on the end here, so you can trim them, which I may look at doing. Cable management of this is quite neatly done as well, just as an aside, with the way that it's all tied back and stuff, quite like that. And everything is locked, because obviously it's a dedicated crawler. Quite a good clearance here. One of the features they talk about is the fact that everything's on this central spur here, as part of the design, so you don't have to keep plugging things in, unplugging things. So these are plastic and chromed and a few pennies more, and yeah, but anyway, I'm going to replace that. The tyres, they've got good foams in them. So I really quite like the look of these, but they are plastic. Eventually I'll stick some metal bead locks on here. Your drive shafts are again plastic, but they are chunky. But yeah, see what I mean about the cable management. There's all sorts of bits on the chassis for tucking everything into to keep it all neat. Unlike some I have seen people open up from other manufacturers where things are just all over the place. So there it is. The only other thing I will talk about briefly is the battery in a second. So last part to this video, just talking briefly here about the battery. It is a 7.2 2000 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride with a Dean's connector. Yes, it came with a Euro plug. I will have to find another charging solution long term for that, because I don't like using adapters. And everything else that I've got, I charge through the balance lead. This obviously doesn't have a balance lead, so yeah. So that's it. There she is. My EX 86010 JK. I'm very happy. I love it. The battery has been charged overnight. Once I've picked up some fresh batteries for the controller, I plan to do some running footage, but I'll put that up in a separate video because this is probably getting rather long by now. Just wanted to get this first thoughts video straight up while it's fresh, and go from there. Yeah, I know I said I was done, but I've just moved that from there to there, and I'm also going to adjust this one here. Just little things.